Hello, Magdalena here, Wolf of Coins. Since I've been getting some comments about from you, dear viewers, who expressed the interest in Polish language and tradition, I've been wanting to make a video about the names of Polish months because I find them really beautiful and they are different to your regular January, February names that appear in many European languages. So yeah, that's the topic, and I've been wanting to do this since the year started because I thought it's the perfect moment to talk about the calendar. But yeah, well, it's still January technically. It's 29th of January today, so let's start with it. So I just wanted to tell you that there are other Slavic languages that have their traditional non-Latin, like January, February, non-Latin names for the months. And some of them are similar to Polish, some of them, depending on the geographical area where these people live, it would be different because of the vegetation differences. But yeah, I will put some links in the video description where you can compare names from various Slavic languages and yeah, and learn some fun stuff. So yeah, so I will be focusing on Polish names simply because, yeah, well, that's what I know best. So, and I will be connecting it to like culture or nature or anything. Some Slavic pagan stuff will of course appear as well. I hope I'm not blurry. Yeah, I think it's okay. So yeah, let's start with January, which in Polish is named Styczeń. And this is one of the months that people actually quarrel the most about what is the source for the name, because there are many theories here. Some say that it's from like the first thing that comes to your mind is from connecting, adjoining, like, you know, putting things together, touching, because, well, there would be an explanation that it connects the old year to the new one. But that's not my favorite theory. There's another one, so the verb would be stykać. And then there is also a noun, yes, noun, tyka, which means a rod. So the theory would be that it was a time when you would get the rods from the woods. And the one that I like the most is that it was actually styczeń, meaning cooling down month. And what supports this theory for me is that in Belarus, the name for January is studzień, which means also cooling down. So I think I like the most. I can pick, right, what I like. So for me, it's a cooling down month, and it's, well, basically the first month of winter. Winter starts at the end of December, so yeah, it would be a month when things cool down. And then we get February, which is luty, and it's still used as like an archaic word for someone severe, and it meant severe, wild, or biting cold, because it was, you know, it was one of the coldest months. It is one of the coldest months of the year, and it's cruel if you don't have central heating, if you don't have supplies, you know. So it was probably a very, very difficult month. So it's the severe month. Then we get March, which has a similar name in Polish. It's Marzec. So the the root would be the same as for English, so from Latin Martius, and it would come from god Mars. And yeah, well, I suppose it's kind of true, but also for my purposes, I like to think about this month as the month of goddess Marzanna, who also had some common traits with god Mars, by the way, and not only the name, but that as well, and it's important. So this is the month when we welcome spring. There is this spring equinox, and during spring equinox we do the Marzanna drowning. So the effigy of Marzanna is being put into basically water, a river or a lake, depending what you have on hand. So yeah, I see this as a month of goddess Marzanna. Or other names are Morana or Mara, various similar. Then the beautiful month of April. It's kwiecień, and it comes from blooming, flowers. Kwiaty are flowers, so it's simply a month of blooming, or a month of flowers. How lovely. And then we get May, for May. So again, as with March, it's very similar to Latin, Maius. But then again, we already have, like for centuries, we've had this verb maić, which means decorating with green branches and leaves and flowers. And there's also this very old tradition of maik / gaik, which is, it happens during spring, and people are decorating a tree and walking with it. So yeah, I also connect this this month to the month of celebrating and decorating trees and celebrating spring. And then yeah, there's I think in the video about one of my on my Slavic pagan stuff videos playlist, I mentioned about this theory that probably Slavic people, it was about Polish Christmas, I think, that they celebrated New Year during spring, not winter. So it would have this connection here with decorating a tree during springtime. Because, as I said, the tradition of Christmas tree came from Germany to Poland and probably other Slavic countries as well. So yeah, maybe there's something in it. And then there's a very interesting name for a month, because June is the month of bugs. Yeah, bugs. It's czerwiec, and czerw is a worm or larva, something like that. So it sounds pretty disgusting, but there's a deep meaning to it. So it basically comes from the name of a bug, and that's called in Polish czerwiec, exactly like the name of the month. And June was the time of harvesting this bug, and it produced Polish cochineal, am I right? No, the red pigment. And it was really widely used in Europe, and like Poland was really producing a lot of this pigment until the Mexico was rediscovered and cheaper Mexican cochineal got discovered as well by Europeans, and it turns out it was cheaper to harvest. It didn't make sense anymore to produce them in Poland, but the word stayed, because from like ancient times Slavic people would get this pigment from this bug. So in many Slavic languages the name for the word for color red comes actually from the name for the bug. It's czerwony, so it's the bug color. Yay! So yeah, that's pretty funny. Then we get the beautiful month. July is the month of linden trees. So yeah, they are in full bloom then I suppose. And this is easy because it's lipiec, and lipa is the linden tree. And then we get August is sierpień, and it means it comes from the word sierp, which is sickle. Yeah, it's sickle. It's not a cycle, it's a sickle. You know, the tool you use for harvesting, basically. So it still is in Poland the time of the harvest. Then we get September. It's wrzesień, is the month of heathers. So wrzos is heather. It's a month of heathers, and I always think about this, you know, pale purple color when I say September in Polish. And I also think about red when I say June. That's true. And then we get October, which is październik, and the name comes from a word paździerze, which means, wait a minute, I checked this in English, hemp or flax herds, meaning leftovers that you get from producing hemp or flax fibers. So yeah, because obviously it was the time when you would process your plants. Then, oh, my other favorite name for November is listopad, and it simply means the time when the leaves fall, because a liść is a leaf, and pad is from padać, which is falling. So it's a time when the leaves fall down. I love this name. And lastly, December is grudzień, and it comes from the word gruda, which is, well, either a lump of dirt, or in this case it means the frozen earth, a soil. So the earth is frozen, and there's even a saying, idzie jak po grudzie, which means, oh, you ask, how is it going? And you say, oh, jak po grudzie, meaning it's really getting slowly and you cannot move forward because it's like you're riding through frozen earth that is like lumpy, bumpy and difficult to ride through. So yeah, these are all the months explained to you. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have any questions, as usual, please ask. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!